Hi there, class. I wanted to give you a little bit on a variety of different websites. This isn't necessarily for grade or anything. This is just sort of a mini lecture so that everyone can see the types of things that other people are working on or what they're excelling in. And so I've just got a handful here for you to look at, all right? So here's Taylor Ballard, and it's a great site. At the bottom, we've got the copyright date that's updated and her name. For this particular week, this assignment, it was not expected to be totally complete. So those in media communications bring this site into web design next year. So, it's a skeleton, but typically students do a great job. You spent 2 weeks preparing, and now you're just ready to dive in on your own content. So if I look through here, a lot of wonderful things, and it's clean, easy to read. I love this. The name is here. The service is here, which we call a tagline. I know you don't always call that the same thing, a tagline, where in some of your other courses, but that's what we call it. And event planning, we do want to change these numbers, right? We want to rename this to, Tailored Occasions logo, something like that. But we need to see event planning and not crop any of the design, right? So those are important things. It's super easy to read. I do like that. It might be a little big, but I don't know, for mobile, but, always love easy to read. A little bit more space here between the image column and the text column. And this is a really clear profile, message. But at the end, here I see I would love working on with, so I think we take the on out. But as we go through, we talk about the education, and I think it's great up to a place where it says, and I believe that with the success and knowledge I've gained from my education, and here, instead of how it's going to help you, we want to talk about how it's going to help your client. Okay, so the thing about writing about paragraphs is it's not so much about us as it is what can we do for the client? What do they want to know about us? Okay, so that's the focus. And students will say, it's hard for me to write about myself. Well, great, because really what you're want to do is focus on what the client wants to know. And they want to know what you can do for them. Okay, so here I would just say, I've gained from my education, and that I believe I can help you with your business, or I can help you in this way, instead of it's going to get my business back on track or back on the map, rather than talking about your business. So otherwise, this is a fantastic story, and I think most are linked up. I'm not sure that the X is linked up right now. So you'll either link it or take it off. The other people at least have a LinkedIn if you don't have a social or professional site. Definitely only put your professional site links on your website. And so nice. I would probably look for images that are in color in the future for what you're doing. And again, rename your shots here or your files. Super clear. Really like how clear that is. Maybe a little more space here. Always try to align the sizes whenever you can, okay? And the spacing, you want to be consistent with that. And this is a really great site, though, but these are the things that everyone wants to look for. I like this. It's really great. Kentucky, my hometown. Super clean, easy to read. I would probably change this, the navigation, into something a little simpler, a simpler font right there. And I would probably consider whether or not you want the pink there with the red. Now, if we have a lot of pink throughout, then it's going to make sense. But do pick up a color from, your work when you are trying to, come up with this. Now, at another time, we'll look at the mobile, and that will be affected differently. It's easy to edit your mobile, but we aren't responsible for that in your editing for the web class. But these are just some of the beginning drafts for your portfolio. It's not even a portfolio, it's your professional site, okay? Colin. Okay. Full Unit Virtual Science, Media and Program. This might go just a little bigger simply because of the style, okay? This is probably a template, but this particular font style has a very narrow stroke, and that makes it more difficult to read, okay? For a logo, you want to have something that is Adobe Illustrator, probably, a scalable vector graphic, okay? An SVG. That means it's going to be clear at any size, very small or very large. And images are pixels, right? They're rasters. They don't get sharper as we make them bigger. They still have the same number of pixels no matter how large we make it. And so they're fuzzy. But the scalable vector graphic, the Illustrator files, those are vertices. And as you enlarge them, these shapes, they are mathematically calculated between these points. And so they're always going to be clearer and sharper. Okay. Good job linking up. I don't know if you need this power, but I don't know that you're not working with that. Let's see. Okay, this is a little dark, but legible. It's legible. This is a nice layout. Hard to read this. Rename your file, but I would think that this probably needs to be, looked at differently, which is going to be interesting because you can't really use black because you have this black line and the letters will drop here. So that's something that you'll want to work on. You could use an old-fashioned drop shadow if you had to separate this. Please don't use an outline. They don't usually work well. It's doing okay here, but font this size, it won't really work. But great job with your mock-ups. I do like to see those. I like that you have the same heading style. Good, good, good. Okay. This you'll want to have a cover shot here, a thumbnail, right, rather than just black. That's going to be important. If I click this, what happens? We go to your Connect page. Very good. And here you're doing that, but, hard to read. So this would go on your About page. Okay, that's where that would go. Right here. And it is here. So really what you want here, even if it's just your name and what you do, that's what you want up here. Okay. I've tried multiple things. I'm very passionate about helping others. Your success is my success. That's good. Focusing on the client. Okay. So there's a lot of great things going on. The contrast could be better, making it easier to read. But let's see. And possibly, this sort of feels like it's over here by itself. I don't know, because once this image is in, it's going to seem different, or if you plan on having some here. But, okay, video effects. So you want to make sure that this photo video editor is up here, all right? Otherwise, it's a really great start, organized, and it's going to be even better next year when you have more work. Okay, Cynthia. Okay. Little hard to read this, right? It's a little small, and when we have a kind of a script, in some ways it makes it even more difficult. Okay. But yeah, it just needs to be a little easier to read. This little hard to make out. Not sure what it is. I think it's a CAB, but needs to be a little more legible. Probably not have an outline like that, but be in a lighter shade if you're going to use green. We've got a few colors going on, so it's a good idea to be very selective about the colors that you choose. Starting with 2 and being careful about having more than 2 opposing colors. Okay, but this is laid out nicely. This is a little, putting text over images is tough, okay? So that's something you really want to limit, and the image needs to be less important than it is here, right? Because we're trying to show them 2 different things, and they're competing in that situation, okay? And you want to update the copyright at the bottom and help our social icons be a little more visible through contrast, okay? But you are linked up, and that's terrific. Okay, when I select projects, we kind of bounce back to who am I, about me. And again, these are a lot of things that will be fixed further next year. But this may need to come out. It's rather deep. Yeah, it feels like it's the header, and then it's a deep header, and we can bring your important content up and make this probably no more than an inch deep. Okay, and then your projects are going to land here. You have along the lines here of this section or this container, you're going to have something that is an anchor. Okay, and that anchor line, wherever you move it, that's where the page is going to land when you click what it is linked to. So if it says projects here and you have an anchor down here, or you create one that is titled, you title it projects, and you link it to your projects up here, the button, and it will have you land right there wherever you put that anchor line. It will go all the way across. Wherever you place it, that's where you'll land. Otherwise, this is a terrific start, great, and I'm looking forward to seeing where things go over the next several months. Okay, I like this color. I do. I like these shades here. I can't really make out this. I think it's a hand and a face here. Let's see, easy to read, nice contrast. You tell us exactly what you do, all good. Here's another case where we have the outline, and it just feels pixelated and may not be necessary. I see here you would need it because you're overlapping, but if you are, then if you're going to make it a line, you may want to really make it a line. Make it a little thicker, and this would need to be in Illustrator so that when you enlarge it, it doesn't have these edges aren't rasterized. Okay. Eventually, you will have something like a Gmail account instead of your student email. Okay. You have your copyright date, good. Okay. This is lovely, and it doesn't crop anything important. The text is easy to read. We have padding all the way around it. Good job. Can tell you're a graphic designer. Okay. And again, you'll have more work. And what I would do is consider the style guide that everyone created, and as you're moving through the next several months, think about applying that style to your projects, whether it's your PPX projects or just your homework when you get those. Try and apply that, and so that when you bring it into your website, it's all going to be curated and look really great together. Okay. Okay. Good. I can tell people have spent a little time. Okay, you'll probably look for an image of you in some sense. Here we go, better. And people do want to meet you in a way virtually, so that's good. And after next year, you'll remove the student work because it's work that you've done, and you don't have to tell people that it isn't if you've done it, especially for graphic design work. Okay. All right, that's a great job. Looking forward to seeing where that goes next year. Make sure I'm looking at this in 100 view, and I am. Sometimes students will work in 100. I'm working at actual size is what I'm looking at. I'm in Chrome, so double check. I'm going to go back into at about 80, and it could be that that's what some people were working at. Let me go smaller still. Let's see. So even smaller. Okay. So you want to bring in all your work and make sure you check the sizes. Probably you were working at a different size, and so when we came here, it was oversized. Okay. Good job. Nice work. Carrying over your brand. Terrific. Okay. Yeah, this is great. Just need to see it resized. That's all. Okay. Good, good. A little bit of space between the pages here of your menu, your main menu. Yeah. Great job. Super easy to read, right? Black and white. And we'll go further into these things in the future. Great shot. All right. Nice work. Okay, Michaela, you've had a good month. Let's see, North Carolina, I think important. Okay. So, okay, what you're looking for, we'll definitely find it here. Okay, great. You've told them exactly what your tone is and what you have to offer, and very succinctly. Make sure you link up. Social media management, obviously you're going to want to have your socials in order for your links. Copyright dates there. Great image selected with this particular template. Great job with that. The logos look good here. You can read it up here. And those will link up nice and clear. You've got a good little pyramid there, and that's always good. Okay, great job. Great job. Let's see. Okay, we do want to move the contact to the end because that's where people are accustomed to finding it. And we don't want them to have to look or work harder or think too much in order to navigate our sites. Okay. They're busy and they will bounce, unfortunately. We all know that because we do it, right? So move the contact to the end because that's where they're used to finding it. A little spacing, change there. A little more spacing above this, I think. But nice and consistent spacing there and here. But great. Yep. All good. All good. Okay. Yeah. Just move that over there. So yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen as we all move forward. I do get to see your work in different phases along the way, and it's always really fun for instructors. Okay. KG, good color schemes here. We do want this to be larger so we can see it. Good job naming your logo file. And remove the login. Really, usually all you have to do is select it and hit your delete on the keyboard. That should get rid of it. If not, then you would go down in your Wix editor to the bottom left. There might be apps there that you can, or go to your, sometimes you can get to things through different routes, but you could go to your Wix dashboard and look at apps and delete that. But more often than not, you select it and then you select your keyboard delete and it'll go away. Most will not need that. If you're going to use this font, it probably does need to be a little bit larger. It works here because of that, because it's larger. Nice background. Good job with that. Okay. Clear. What you do. Great. Nice. Clear. And, okay. Up to date. Straight lines everywhere. Yeah. You know, the font gets a little tricky. It's working in most places. You know, be mindful of where we crop things, and this appears to have had a background that was taken out. With the generative AI, you could put something simple back there if you needed to, if it didn't feel right. This is very blocked off, right? So on the one hand, it works. On the other hand, it makes me feel like it's a game board piece. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what it feels like. At times, it's a great photo. The color's good. All of that's good. Just little details about the cropping. That's all. Okay, this one's a little better. We get shoulders, and but yeah, we probably don't need it twice. That would be considered a duplicate. Yeah. This is fine if it relates to what you're doing. Otherwise, we want to be careful about putting images of our children and our family members. I know it's a big part of our lives, there's no doubt about it, but it's, you know, as far as our audience-facing website, we want to kind of separate our home life so that strangers really don't have access to that. Okay, this needs to be larger in order to read that, right? A little bigger, and that will then close this up a little. Let me make sure. Hold on here. Let me make sure I'm. Yeah, I'm looking at full size. So yeah, that will need to come over and be a little bigger. It's a cute image, of course. A little larger. Okay, nice, nice. It's tough. You know, we try to avoid text over text. So, you know, as everyone's moving forward, keep that in mind. I know it's hard. That works. That's okay, right? Little tougher to read this. It's cute. It's super cute. And so is this. You want to be careful we're not cropping content, especially logos, right? Because clients will have a real issue with that. But it's, you know, coming together well, and it's well designed. I will say that you've chosen pink and you've used it to your advantage for sure. And the purple. If I click this, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I have a feel, I don't know if it's active, sorry. So you would have to hide that for the time being, okay? Because it will frustrate people who can't use it. I do think we can get into this content quicker though, okay? And that will give us a lead on this too. A little hard to read. So instead of having more, let's just bring contact out from under that and have it right here. And then booking, I think we need to remove that because it's not linked. And that will probably be an app that you would go in and delete that in the Wix. That you can go under your Wix dashboard where you have that black menu on the left, and you will be able to manage apps there. a little tougher to read. All caps are difficult to read, and this font's a little tough. Try not to crop your logo, okay, even yours. But well done. Well done. So I did just select a handful of some that I thought would be healthy for people to look at, that they might learn something. And then I will be, I will post this as part of your lecture this week, but then you will receive feedback for your sites as well. Others will. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, and I will be seeing you online.